Yo, what's going on, Educated Negro? I'm not at home, so I forgot the title of the video. But in the video, you were talking about some of your experiences on the metro, I believe it's called out there in DC, or the subway system. And you're talking about how it's not just the media giving black men and black people a bad name. It's people actually watching black people do ignorant shit. It is what it is. The sad thing is, yeah, the media does try to put out negative viewpoints of black people and particularly black men, but for most people, it still has to be reinforced or discredited. Okay, so what we do is the final say. If they say black people are loud and obnoxious, well, guess what? In order for that to stick, they have to go out and see black people doing that. Or if they see black people doing the opposite, then it doesn't stick. They're going to say, no, I don't think black people do that, or not all black people do that. So at the end of the day, what we do has some bearing. I'm not trying to say that, if we act right, then the media is going to, lose all its power. It's going to be stripped of its power of influence. No, it's still going to be there, but we have a final say so. And, just to highlight that point, because I think your video did a great job of putting it out there, I want to talk about Obama. Okay. For, the purposes of this video and just debate, let's all agree that the world pretty much views Obama as a black man. We as black people, we're still up in the air in regards to, well, how black is he, this, that, and the third. But, America views him as a black man, and so does the world. Okay? Now, if you look at the media and the stereotypes about black men, right, a man like Obama isn't supported. Okay? It is what it is. You don't turn on the TV and see, black men in leadership positions, or, black men who are highly educated, responsible, and just stand-up guys. And what I mean by stand-up, men trying to do the right thing. Okay, men not trying to take the easy road, taking the road less traveled, just trying to be the best person they can be in terms of what they have to work with. Okay, you don't see too many of that. So if the media was so powerful, okay, how then could white people have elected Obama to be president? Let's be real. Even with the black vote, it wasn't enough. Enough white people had to be convinced that he can do the job to vote for him. So how did that happen? If the media was so powerful, how did that happen? Okay, and it goes back to what I was saying about we have some say-so in regards to how we are viewed. See, there was enough white people who have seen black men, right? Maybe, a police officer, maybe a lawyer or a teacher or a doctor, or an accountant or, a mechanic who were just trying to do the right thing, who were responsible, who were respectful, who, did quality work, right? There was enough black men, and I would say black people out there doing the right things so that people can say, hey, I know the media and TV tells me that black people are doing this, that, and the third, but the man that I know, the black man that I know, he's not like that. Okay, my kid's principal, he's not like that. He's very respectful. He's actually written my son a letter of recommendation. My doctor is a black man and he treats me well, right? When I need a prescription, I can call him and he helps me out, right? So you have stuff like that going on, right? There's enough black men out there doing the right thing to the point where, wow, it was enough for, the general public to feel like a black man can get the job done. So for me, it's like, yo, we do have power. We do. People have this give up mentality. Well, they're already, because I'm black, they're going to think that I'm supposed to act a certain way. And there's nothing I can do about it. Bullshit. Yeah, you can. You can. It's almost your responsibility to do so. The graduate school that I'm at right now is white as can be. And it's that white crowd, that really hasn't even been exposed to black people. My undergrad, it was more so white people who grew up with other minorities. But where I'm at now, these people have never seen black people, right? Especially like black men. And I have a buddy who's in the program with me. And we know they watch us. We know. We get questions that are so annoying. But at the end of the day, it comes with the territory, because for a lot of these people, we are the only younger black men they have ever met. I mean, I have professors 60, 70 years old, quite frankly, have never had a conversation with a younger black man, or just a black man in general, okay, on that, same intellectual frequency type of level. So they're watching us. So we take the challenge. No one is saying that we're trying to play to the crowd, but we know what we do has merit in regards to the stereotypes. We know that these same people that we're in programs with, that we go to class with, are going to walk away and be in positions of power. Okay, and when somebody black wants to apply for a job, I don't want them to think on some, on BET or, on the hip hop music video, black men do this. I want them to be like, oh, I remember those two young black men who were in my program, right? They're not like that. So, you kind of remind me of them. I think you can get the job done, right? And that would work for black men and for black women. The women forget, okay, if black men are seen to be responsible and men who can get the job done, that would pretty much open up so many doors for black women as well. Okay, doors that open up for black women don't even necessarily open up doors for black men. But if we're seen to be, in a better position and, seen to be people who are responsible, it opens up the floodgates, right? But anyways, we know, like I said before, it's not even on some, we try to hide or we try to downplay our blackness. No, right? We still talk about what we need to talk about, but we're mindful of the language we use, how we use it, and everything. When we're in the privacy of, maybe, a restaurant or just somewhere out of the, public eye, of course you can be more free, you can be more liberal, you can use certain words you wouldn't use. But when you're out there, the spotlight's on you. It's literally us, right? It's men who are trying to do the right thing, who give black people a shot in the dark, right? And like I said, there had to be enough of us for the president, okay, to be black. It came out of nowhere. Let's be real. A lot of black people, the second Obama's name came up, they said they weren't voting. My own father told me this. They're not going to waste their vote. No one thought that, the American public was ready for a black president. No one thought, or at least black people didn't think that, right? Until the whole election process and, trying to get the Democratic nomination, no one even knew who Obama was, okay? And even then, when his name started to, slowly creep up and people started to understand who he is, I'm not trying to waste my vote. And a lot of black people said that because they were convinced that the media was so powerful that the American public wasn't ready. But once again, people aren't stupid, right? You have to give people more credit in terms of their intellectual ability. The TV may tell them this is true, but they're going to go out and see if it's really true for themselves. So we have that power. We definitely have that power. And your video brought up a great point. Brought up a great point about how damaging it is to see, black men act out of pocket. Because at the end of the day, the burden of carrying the black community falls upon our shoulders, right? And for all the younger cats watching this, you guys have to understand that you will get to where you need to be, right? Because, men that are older than myself understand the whole idea of perception, the whole idea of trying to be the best person you can be so that you can counteract some of the negative stereotypes. I have a job because enough black men before me did the right thing. So that when I went up for my interview, and this interviews in the past, I wasn't necessarily the black man on TV, right? The black man on the music video. They were able to say, oh, I remember a black guy when I was in college, or I remember a black guy, my neighbor's a doctor, and he's black, or my neighbor's an accountant, and he's black, right? So I think you can get the job done. So we have that going on. So, once again, to reinforce what Educated Negro was speaking about, it's not just about the media, man. You control it. Understand it. So take the challenge. That's all I have to say. Take the challenge, okay? Even when me and my group of friends go out, we're comfortable. We don't care. We're not necessarily in work mode. We still know people are watching. We still know that if we go out to a restaurant or just somewhere, people are watching. So we have to act accordingly. I'm not saying to hide. I'm not saying that, we don't have fun. We still do. But we understand how to be respectful, and we know how to walk that line so that we're not misinterpreted the right way. And so that people can say, yo, every time I see a group of black men, I don't have to cross the street. I can go ahead and engage them. So y'all take it easy. God bless.